What's good, YouTube? Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. It do mean a lot to me, you dig? All right, y'all, so I've just been feeling so unmotivated and very exhausted lately and just burnt out, to be honest. I think it's really from overthinking and a mixture of, everything else that's kind of going on in my life right now. Mainly about just thinking about my future. And when I start thinking about my future, I really start to stress out and try to keep myself like busy and productive and, trying to work a lot more. Only because when I think about my future, I stress about, am I going to be like financially stable? Am I going to afford to be able to live where I live, or just any of that. And I think that's kind of why I tend to like overthink and worry about like my future. Kind of why I try to push myself every day and just try to be productive. But honestly, being productive like all the time is not like a good thing, because obviously it leads to like burnouts, and then you just kind of not really doing a lot at that point because you're burnt out from everything. And I feel like I lately have just kind of been in that space because I just been trying to work my butt off, so that way in the future I'm like, oh, I'll be okay. Giving yourself that break and that time to just pretty much do nothing is very important, If you're like taking on more than you can handle, or maybe people like expect you to do the most, so you are basically trying to set high expectations for yourself to please others, like it's gonna lead to burnout because you are pretty much exhausted and drained by everything, and you're not giving yourself the proper time to rest. Just like if you were sick, you rest and you sleep when you're sick. You're not gonna go ahead and go to the gym if you're sick. You're not gonna really recover from it because you're not giving your time to properly rest. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with your mental health and your mindset. You need to give yourself that proper break, and meaning giving yourself time to just do nothing, to just chill, relax, do nothing. Don't worry about doing this all the time. Giving your mental break, that break is very important. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me personally, I have a difficulty doing, because I feel like by me not working, like my future's not gonna be good, or I'm kind of setting myself up for failure. But I'm in a way doing that already, because you're not giving yourself that proper break or that proper healing to just rest. So like when you focus on something that's very hard and challenging for you, you feel like kind of like giving up by default. Like I'm tired, I don't want to do this no more, I don't want to complete it. But when you start focusing on something that is easy, it kind of becomes easier. So for example, let's say you're like running a marathon or something, and you're almost at the finish line, but you're borderline about to pass out, you tired, and let's say your opponents are maybe ahead of you. So you're like, what's the point of even doing this if I'm gonna be in last place? And you have to start thinking positive. You start thinking negative, then your mind is going to actually go negative, if that makes sense. So for example, you want to start maybe focusing on something that is easy for you. So yeah, you're out of breath, so maybe try to calm yourself down and get some air so you can at least finish the race. Think of something very positive. Don't always think negative when you're in a negative state, because it's going to get worse, if that makes sense. So instead of focusing on something that is hard, start focusing on something that is easy, which in this case, it will be breathing. So you can get your breathing under control. After you've given yourself, obviously, the proper rest and healing, you want to go ahead and start at it again, but don't just go ahead and jump right into it. You want to go ahead and give yourself that proper rest to give yourself time to do it. So for example, let's say that your goal is to start going to the gym. It's the new year, you're like, I want to start going to the gym like every day. Is that going to be realistic for you? From a person not going to the gym to going to the gym every day, like you're probably not going to complete that goal, because that's going to be rough for you. So instead of setting a challenge for yourself that's really high, maybe start off with little goals. So maybe going to the gym like once a week, maybe even twice a week, depending on who you are as a person. And then over time increase that goal to doing something, instead of jumping into something that's very difficult and you probably realistically wise are not going to really stick to it, because it's going to be, that's a big goal for someone who doesn't go to the gym, So setting those small goals, or breaking the goals into smaller pieces, and then working your way on doing it. I know for me personally, I will set goals for myself, and then it's like, these are like really high goals, and then when I don't reach it, I feel even worse, and I feel even more bad about myself, and then I kind of go back in that state of feeling like unmotivated and exhausted, you know. So instead of jumping into something right away, set up small goals or do baby steps for yourself and pretty much go from there, you know. Now, I know this isn't gonna like make your problems necessarily disappear, whatever you're, you know, going through, or maybe you're drained from something, but usually kind of, I've been lately telling myself this has kind of helped me from going in that burnout stage for a period of time, you know, because once I go in a burnout stage, for me personally, it's a burnout stage for like a while. I don't feel like doing nothing for like a good time, because like I'm burnt out by everything. And I feel like that's kind of what I've been in a little bit recently, but I've been, you know, telling myself, you know, this isn't going to be something that is going to last forever. This is just temporarily. So think of and try to, you know, stay positive and think of the positives instead of the negatives, you know. I hope these methods help you, and I will see you guys on my next video. Make sure you guys do hit that like and that subscribe button if you haven't already, and as always, make sure you guys put your post notification on so you guys are updated when new content drops. And I will see you guys on my next video. I hope you guys have a blessed day out there, you know what I'm saying, and I will see y'all then. Peace.